expect to be getting invited to Champions, so just to be here is just an honour. Thank you.
And maybe this time you do have a chance of winning. Anything can happen on this show, so good luck.
In the quiet town of Hartlepool, England, a painfully shy girl named Courtney Hadwin would barely speak above a whisper in school, often too anxious to even answer her name in roll call. Teachers worried, classmates dismissed her. But at home, behind closed doors, something extraordinary was happening. While others were into pop stars and playground gossip, Courtney was obsessed with old soul legends, Janis Joplin, James Brown, Etta James. Her room echoed with vintage vinyl and raw emotion. No one could have predicted that this soft-spoken teen was training herself to unleash a voice that sounded like it had time-traveled from the 60s. Her family noticed first, jaw dropped at the sheer power erupting from their daughter's lungs. She wasn't just imitating old school artists, she was one. And when she finally stepped onto the stage of The Voice Kids UK in 2017, it wasn't just the judges who were stunned. It was the entire country. Although she didn't win the show, her audition was a haunting glimpse of something brewing deep within. A storm was coming. A storm in sneakers and a school uniform, ready to rewrite everything we thought we knew about teenage talent. When Courtney Hadwin walked onto the America's Got Talent stage in 2018, no one in the audience had a clue what was about to hit them. Dressed in a modest blouse and plaid pants, she looked more like a nervous schoolgirl at a spelling bee than a future rock star. But the second the music dropped and she launched into Otis Redding's Hard to Handle, jaws didn't just drop, they hit the floor. What emerged from that tiny frame was a growl, a rasp, and a stage presence that belonged on Woodstock's main stage, not a family talent show. Howie Mandel slammed the golden buzzer like it owed him money, and confetti rained down as the crowd erupted. It wasn't just applause, it was shock, disbelief, and instant obsession. In mere hours, her audition video went viral, racking up millions of views and drawing comparisons to Janis Joplin, James Brown, and Tina Turner. Even Simon Cowell looked like he had seen a ghost from rock and roll's golden past. The world had found its next sensation, but underneath all the fame, very few noticed that Courtney herself was still trying to catch her breath. And that breathless moment would only be the beginning of a chaotic ride. Behind every viral video is a comment section, and Courtney Hadwin's was a battlefield. As her AGT performance soared past 50 million views, the internet did what it always does. Some praised her as a prodigy, others tore her apart with brutal speed. Viewers mocked her facial expressions, her dancing, even her fashion. The same fiery moves that made her unique were suddenly labeled weird, possessed, or worse. Online forums speculated whether she was acting, exaggerating, or just plain awkward. And for a 14-year-old still figuring out who she was, the digital hate hit harder than any critique from a judge. Courtney's interviews began to hint at the emotional toll. She admitted the spotlight felt overwhelming, and the noise never stopped. Rumors swirled about her battling anxiety and even distancing herself from social media altogether. While the world screamed her name, Courtney quietly struggled with the very attention she'd once dreamed of. Fame had handed her a microphone, but with it came a megaphone for criticism. And as the pressure mounted, what came next shocked even her most loyal fans: silence. After her whirlwind rise on America's Got Talent, Courtney Hadwin was quickly signed by none other than Simon Cowell's Psycho Music, an apparent dream come true. Headlines promised a debut album. Fans expected a string of hits, and the industry braced itself for the arrival of a new rock icon. But then nothing. Months passed. Then a year. No album, no tour, no buzz, just eerie silence. Only one single was officially released, Pretty Little Thing, a track that felt more like a label experiment than a true Courtney original. Fans grew restless, wondering if she had been shelved. And behind the scenes, whispers emerged. Creative differences, contract disputes, artistic control slipping from Courtney's hands. By the time Psycho quietly removed her from their website, the writing was on the wall. Courtney had been caught in the very machine that many young artists fear, a label promising the world, only to box them into silence. The same industry that once celebrated her wild originality now seemed determined to tame it. And just like that, the girl with the golden buzzer, disappeared from spotlight, not because she failed, but because she wasn't allowed to speak in her own voice. Just as quickly as she rose to fame, Courtney Hadwin vanished. No album, no press tours, barely a whisper on social media. Fans started to worry. Had she walked away from music altogether? Her once active YouTube channel went dark. Instagram posts were few and far between, and public appearances stopped entirely. Theories flooded fan forums. Some said she was focusing on school. Others believed the industry had burned her out. A few speculated she was recovering from the mental strain of sudden fame. But no one really knew, and that eerie silence only made the mystery grow. In a world where artists share their breakfast and heartbreaks online, Courtney chose silence, a rare move that left both fans and critics guessing. For nearly 2 years, she stayed out of the spotlight entirely, refusing interviews, skipping the red carpets, and posting cryptic images that raised more questions than answers. It was as if the voice that once rocked the AGT stage had been locked away. But while the world assumed she had vanished for good, something was brewing behind the scenes. A quiet storm was gathering. And when Courtney finally made her move, it wasn't a comeback, it was a rebirth. When Courtney Hadwin finally returned, it wasn't with flashy headlines or label backing. It was with a quiet, confident vengeance. Gone was the teenage girl boxed in by TV contracts and internet pressure. In her place stood an artist fully in charge. She released Breakable, a hauntingly stripped-down ballad that felt like a diary entry torn straight from her soul. Then came That Girl Don't Live Here, a gritty anthem of defiance that didn't just sound different, it felt different. This wasn't Courtney playing a character. This was Courtney becoming herself. With no major label pulling the strings, she embraced full creative control, writing her own music, producing her own videos, and teasing a debut album ominously titled The Beginning. The shy girl was gone. The silence wasn't defeat, it was strategy. Her Instagram became a canvas of moody visuals and cryptic lyrics, teasing something bigger, bolder, and entirely her own. Fans noticed the shift immediately. Her voice sounded more grounded, her style more fearless, and her message crystal clear. This is her journey now. And just when everyone thought she'd been broken, Courtney proved she was just getting started. Behind Courtney Hadwin's transformation was an army, small but fierce. At the center of it all, her family. Her father, who once drove her to talent shows in a beat-up car, stepped up as her manager and protector. While industry executives tried to mold her into a marketable product, her family fought to keep her grounded. And while critics vanished when she left the spotlight, her real fans never did. They stuck around through the silence, the rumors, the heartbreak. And when Courtney hinted at a comeback, they were the first to light the fuse. From online fan forums to Patreon donations, her community rallied to support her independent vision. They weren't just listening to her music, they were investing in her freedom. Some called them a cult following, but to Courtney, they were proof that authenticity still has power. They bought her merch, hyped her songs, and even funded her early production. Slowly, the movement grew, not just around her music, but around what she represented, a rebellion against the cookie-cutter industry formula. In an age of viral fame and auto-tune clones, Courtney's fans are betting on something rare, a real voice with a real story, and no strings attached. Now all eyes are back on Courtney Hadwin, not as a talent show contestant, but as an artist reclaiming her stage. Her upcoming debut album, fittingly titled The Beginning, is already stirring underground buzz. Early leaks hint at blues-infused rock, raw ballads, and deeply personal lyrics, far from the polished pop the industry once tried to push on her. She's teased rehearsal clips, posted cryptic studio shots, and even hinted at possible live tour dates in 2025. And the rumor mill? It's on fire. Fans speculate surprise collaborations, with names like Angelina Joplin and even Billie Eilish being thrown into the mix. Music bloggers are calling her the dark horse of the indie revival, and festivals are allegedly circling to book her comeback performance. But what makes Courtney's return different isn't just the hype, it's the intent. She's no longer trying to fit the mold. She's smashing it and building her own. With the scars of the industry still fresh and a loyal fan base growing by the day, Courtney Hadwin isn't just staging a return, she's staging a takeover. And this time, she's not asking for a golden buzzer. She's bringing her own damn spotlight. Courtney Hadwin's journey isn't just a comeback, it's a masterclass in resilience. From the shy girl hiding in the back of the classroom to the viral sensation who shocked America, she's faced a spotlight that burned more than it illuminated. She was mocked, silenced, doubted, and nearly broken. But instead of fading out, she went quiet, got smart, and rewrote her own rules. Today, she's not following the industry playbook, she's tearing it up. No manager telling her what to wear. No label deciding how she should sound. Just raw talent, hard-won confidence, and a voice that refuses to be ignored. In an era where artists are shaped by algorithms and attention spans, Courtney is reminding us what it means to be real. She didn't just survive fame, she outsmarted it. And now, she's not just a name on a forgotten AGT highlight reel. She's a symbol for every misfit who was told to tone it down, for every artist who was told they were too much. So the next time someone asks where Courtney Hadwin went, you tell them, she didn't disappear. She evolved.